Welcome to the Literary Lair. I'll be reviewing this shortly, but I want to introduce you all to IOTA, which stands for Integrated Operational Telecommunications Apparatus. I use a computer AI I made mainly so I could do scans and find out when someone's about to beam in. And now I shall activate him.
Hello, Master. I'm IOTA. What would you like me to do?
IOTA, tell me your purpose.
My purpose is to aid you in reviewing and combat.
Good. So what am I reviewing today?
You are scheduled to review the list shown at the end of the universe today.
Great. Also, can you make me tea?
Unable to comply with that request.
Fine. I'll get it myself. But can you at least roll the theme song?
Rolling theme song V2.
Like before, we won't be looking at the cover, but I will say it's basically a neon sign that says the title. So, on to the story proper. The restaurant at the end of the universe opens where the Hitchiker's Guide to the Galaxy ended. Arthur, Ford, Trillian, and Zaphod have just left Magrathea when they are attacked by a Vogan ship. They find they can't use the improbability drive to escape because Arthur has jammed the computer with a simple request for a cup of tea, for which I can sympathize with. Luckily, an ancestor of Zaphod, Beeblebrock IV, saves them. Yeah, for Beetlejuiceans, the title goes backwards, but then again, we shouldn't try to put logic into this series. Zaphod and Marvin vanish and reappear at the offices of the Hitchiker's Guide to the Galaxy editorial building on Ursa Minor Beta. They are looking for Zarniwoop, who has gone on an intergalactic cruise in his office via his virtual universe. Arthur, Trillian, and Ford are unaware of this, knowing only that the computer has been shut down and only having received a message from a stalling nutramatic that says, "Wait."
And Ted, my boy, it's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Legendary.
When Zaphod and Marvin reach the 15th floor of the guide's office, half of the building is lifted off the ground by Frogstar fighters. A mysterious man named Roosta
Rastafarianism!
brings Zaphod to Zarniwoop's office, where they wait until the building lands on Frogstar World B. Roosta gives Zaphod final instructions before he leaves. Go through the window on his way out, not the door. Zaphod then meets Gargravar, who informs Zaphod that he is to be sent through the Total Perspective Vortex, a torture device which annihilates you by showing you how infinitesimally small you are compared to the universe, which this book has already taught us. However, when Zaphod enters it, the vortex shows him that he is the most important thing in the universe.
Nobody important.
Blimey, that's amazing. Do you know, in 900 years of time and space, I've never met anyone who wasn't important before.
Zaphod escapes and finds Zarniwoop in the first-class cabin of a space liner in an abandoned spaceport. Zarniwoop explains that the Total Perspective Vortex does not malfunction. This is a virtual universe created by Zarniwoop for the sole benefit of Zaphod, who is the most important creature in this universe. It turns out that Zaphod had the shrunk heart of gold in his jacket pocket the whole time. It's reconstituted, and Zaphod is reunited with Trillian, Arthur, and Ford. They escape from Zarniwoop by asking to be transported to the nearest restaurant, Milliways, the restaurant at the end of the universe. It's the nearest restaurant in space, but not in time. They are transported there 576,000 million years into the future. Marvin is left stranded here for an incredibly vast amount of time, parking diners, spaceships, while waiting for the humans to return. After the meal, Zaphod and Ford steal a spaceship, which turns out to be a stunt ship belonging to the rock band Disaster Area. Programmed to dive into a star to provide background effects for a concert. There is a teleporter on the ship in which the guidance system was never built, because it was never meant to be used, and it also requires someone to stay on the ship to operate it. Marvin is chosen to stay behind and teleport the others, who have no choice but to go wherever it takes them. So, poor Marvin. Zaphod and Trillian are returned to the Heart of Gold, which is commandeered by Zarniwoop to complete his mission to discover who really rules the universe. As it turns out, the ruler of the universe is entirely skeptical that he holds this position, as he is entirely skeptical of everything, including whether his cat the Lord really exists, or whether the universe is all outside their small isolated home. When Zarniwoop attempts to impress upon the ruler of the universe the reality and weight of his position, Trillian and Zaphod sneak out and fly the Heart of Gold away. The teleporter has meanwhile sent Arthur and Ford to the Golga-Fringian Ark Fleet Ship B, a ship of fools who crash lands on a prehistoric Earth, and Ford gets really angry at their incompetence.
Stick it up your nose.
Which is precisely the kind of thing we need to know. I mean, do people want fire that can be fitted nasally?
They realize that the Golga-Fringians are the real ancestors of modern humans, not Neanderthals that originally inhabited the planet. Arthur attempts to determine the question of the ultimate answer of life, the universe, and everything by reaching into a Scrabble bag made from Ford's towel and pulling out letters randomly, hoping Deep Thought's computational matrix and Earth would have rubbed off on his subconscious. The letters spell, "What do you get when you multiply 6 by 9? Before running out, although the Neanderthals managed to spell 42 with the tiles, implying that it is they, rather than the Golga-Fringians, who are intended to be part of the computer matrix. After some brief contemplation, Ford and Arthur realize that this is in fact a detrimental cock-up, and that the Earth will never produce the proper question, therefore destroying all hope of ever figuring out what it is. So basically, Deep Thought did all that thinking for nothing. As Ford convinces Arthur that there is nothing that can be done to improve their inevitable history of Earth, Arthur decides that he should make the best of his situation and settles for a life on prehistoric Earth. He even seeks out the fjords made by Slurdy Bartfast. So that was Restaurant at the End of the Universe. Of course it was. This is Hitchhiker's Guide, and I am so happy they never made a movie out of this one. What was that? Strange. I didn't order anything. Iota, are you trying to pull a Ziggy?
No, sir.
Then what is this? Oh, no.
I'm just a robot and I know my place. A metal servant to the human race. I work my can off trying to satisfy. I know they'll disconnect me by and by. Chip on my shoulder made of silicon. My printed circuits like a lexicon. 10 billion logic functions, maybe more. They make me pick the paper off the floor.
Arthur, Trillian, Ford, and the Doctor... Holy fucking shit. The Doctor's in this book now! Awesome!